Xbox takes shots at the PlayStation 5, and we have a ton of news on the Series X. Let's get into it. What is going on, guys? Dealer back again with yet another video. Guess what? Xbox, they finally come out of their turtle shell. They're starting to curve stomp things, and Sony are in the way. I kid, but yeah, seriously, they're talking shit, and it's kind of funny. Jason Ronald is also doing interviews speaking on Series X and its massive caliber of compatibility, unprecedented. That's a big word. But hey, if you end up liking this video, you're excited for the future of gaming, go ahead and hit that like button, maybe subscribe for more. Of course, show a buddy or two. Let's get into the topics. Series X, the most powerful and compatible next-generation console with thousands of games at launch. Woo! Looky there. Now, this is an interview from Jason Ronald, the director of program management for the Series X. Now, real quick, he does say that there are thousands of games creating next-generation worlds and stories, and some of which can only really be realized on the Series X. He doubles down by saying, led by Halo Infinite, our 15 studios are creating the biggest and best lineup in Xbox history. And again, these games are not going anywhere else but a Microsoft ecosystem, so a Game Pass app, a PC, and Xbox. And applications like Game Pass are actually going to be one of the big reasons that you have these exclusives locked down. They want you subscribed. He then says we are excited to show many of the big games in development for Series X very soon. Count on that July event being something of note. Quickly, they do reconfirm that all of your games will come forward along with your peripherals. He does say maintaining compatibility with all of your old software did present a massive challenge, but it's actually one of the big reasons they are not limited by their hardware based on compatibility. Software emulation has allowed them to do what they can get away with their CUs and their power output. They do not have to worry about that kind of compatibility issue because it is not a hardware-based compatibility system, it is a software one. Meanwhile, Sony are going with a hardware-based backwards compatibility, and they are running into issues. But I'm glad they're doing what they can do at least, and as much of your software that you have paid your money for should be yours forever. This means compatibility is a must, and Microsoft have the answer. Not only that, but they're talking about getting some of these games up and above their capped frame rates of 30 FPS, meaning 60 FPS, even 120 FPS here. Add in Auto HDR feature, which allows these games to have HDR without any patch from the developer. And yes, this is real HDR, with specular highlights up to 10,000 nits, a peak brightness no display today can even hit. Very, very intelligent software. Now, something he does talk about, and the Xbox Twitter account did tweet about this, which is so funny to me. No need for a boost mode, no need for any kind of overclocking, and no underclocking for these games. This goes across the board for old games and new. Every game will get the full power of the system. No CU disabling, no lock off, no downclocking, no throttling, no overclocking, nothing like that needed. They will just run as good as they possibly can at all times at a locked frequency. Which leads me to Xbox's tweet. You gotta give it to them. It's kind of savage, but at least they're standing up and they're saying, hey, guess what? We have this advantage. Here you go. They say Xbox Series X is the most compatible console ever. No boost mode, no downclocking. The power of Xbox Series X for thousands of games ready at launch. Now, again, in this article, they do confirm, of course, what we already knew and what I've been saying on this channel for over a year. The system will be the most powerful system by a good margin. They also confirm full compatibility with thousands of games day one. They then confirm that these games will run better than ever, even doubling or quadrupling their frame rates with HDR on some of these games automatically, while others will scale resolution automatically. It is by far the most advanced backwards compatibility system ever devised. Again, I gotta give it to Xbox for taking some shots, for actually giving a jab or two. Instead of getting hooked in the face over and over, they are standing up and saying, you know what, we got the advantage. It's ours. This is our turf. Get out of here. They're saying we got the power. We've got the thousands and thousands of games on day one. We've got by far the best backwards compatibility system. We've got the most games in development we've ever had, over 40 in development right now. You gotta give them props, whether or not you prefer them or not. You gotta say, hey, competition is absolutely key. And you've also gotta then tell yourself it's good that Microsoft are finally standing up. Me, myself, as a pretty big fan of the ecosystem, I've gotta say this is really good to see. I've gotta say I would like them to keep pushing here. I've got to say that I think it's nice it's a change that I am enjoying right now. And while I will continue to complain about the software until I get some of those bigger titles that I do desire, the titles that I am buying their $500 box for, I will then remember that every game will run better on this thing, and they do have those big games in development. I just can't wait to see them. So, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think about the PS5, the shots they're taking here, and of course, what games you are looking forward to. I'm Dealer. Hit that like button, show a buddy or two, and of course, check out the links down below if you want to support the channel, support what I do, support the messaging. Check out that Patreon, hit that join button on the channel, and of course, subscribe for more. Tell a buddy or two, and I will see you guys in the next one.